I don't connect with kids anymore because of their Walkmans and their headsets, and he's kind of done.
Man, I wanted to go to camp. Camp looks fun.
Look at all these young people bitching about how old they are and about how they got to go to camp 20 years ago. Fuck you guys.
I wish this was my life, right? I wish I was having a 20-year reunion at my summer camp.
I just want to get out of this fucking camp.
So we did an episode of the podcast where we listed 2 films recommended for watching on your summer vacation. And one of your films was this, called Indian Summer, made in 1993, even though you hadn't seen the film. And so we figured we should watch it, and we did. And here we are.
Yep. And a shout out to, this is not a sponsorship, Hoopla. So I found this on Hoopla, and if I had a King County library card with my PIN, and the same with like LinkedIn Learning, like you can get a lot of stuff through your local library. So support your local libraries, kids. That's where I found this movie.
Oh, yeah, I had to pay for it on YouTube. I had to rent it on YouTube.
I didn't pay shiznit. I went to Hoopla and I had a library card because I saw there were so many other places you had to pay for it.
Yeah, that's what I
But
did.
then I saw Hoopla and I'm like, Key County Library card and pin, Spadooshi free.
Nice.
So support your local libraries, kids.
There you go. Okay, so the film is written and directed by Mike Bender, or Binder. I'd go
I
Binder.
would say Binder.
Binder. And it's loosely, or actually not that loosely, based on his own experiences in summer camp. And it follows 7 friends who reunite for a week-long reunion at summer camp in Ontario, Canada, the camp that they attended when they were kids. And stars Alan Arkin. He plays the proprietor of the camp. Matt Craven, Bill Paxton, Kevin Pollak, Vincent Spano, Diane Lane, Elizabeth Perkins, Julie Warner, Kimberly Williams-Paisley, and Sam Rainey, who's famous more as a director, but he's actually friends with Mike Bender. They went to the summer camp together, and so Mike gave Sam a role in the film, basically playing the kind of a doofus.
Yeah, and of all the actors, there's so many actors we know. But of all the actors, I was looking at Julie Warner. One, because I think she's pretty, but 2, she looks like Amelia Clark. Like, don't you think?
Dude,
do you know?
No,
I was like,
yeah.
Is that the girl from the like
Game
the
of Thrones.
dragon,
Yeah.
King of Thrones? Are they sisters or something? But she's like, Julie Warner's quite a bit older now. But I don't know. That's just something I observed. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah,
I think they're totally related. They must be related, dude.
in some way, because Heike said the same thing when we were watching it. She's like, "Is that the girl?" And I'm like, "No, that can't be the girl from Game of Thrones." Or she was like, "That looks like the girl from Game of Thrones."
Totally looks like her, Julie Warner. And I forgot how much I like Julie Warner. I think she's very pretty. And I think she's a great actress. But then I was like, was she in Game of Thrones? Man, she's aged so well.
Yeah,
but
man,
no,
she's gotten younger over the years.
She got even younger. What the heck?
Yeah, no, she definitely looks like her, 100%. Yeah, got the same thing. So you want to talk about the plot a little bit beyond camp reunion?
Yeah. So Uncle Lou, who owns the camp in Ontario, he invites a cohort back. Happens to be the cohort from 1972, which I thought was interesting because, according to him, this camp has been in business for 43 years, but 1972 must have been the best.
That was the best year. Yeah.
Because I invited nobody else except for the cohort of 1972. You were
and not
best.
even the whole camp. just these seven kids, six
Yeah,
kids,
just
just
these
these
six
six kids.
kids,
Yeah.
particularly from 1 year out of the 43 from 1972. Okay. So so they all start to go. And I thought it was interesting when the film starts, it's kind of a blue tint, like, oh, modern adult life sucks. And Bill Paxton was on a bus waiting with his, and he had girly sandals on, dude.
He's
He
kind
had
of
girly
a,
sandals,
yeah, kind of a hippie character. He's, well, Bill Paxton. I mean,
but he had girly sandals, which I thought was interesting. But the blue tint at the beginning I thought was interesting. But then they all end up trickling in for the 20-year reunion at camp. Can you say it for me? Timpakapawa?
Tipicapla? Tipicapla?
Yeah, in Ontario, where I guess
Tamaqua, right?
Tamaqua. Yeah,
Tamaqua.
and but Wakanda is like they talk about him, the spirit of something rather, even though I don't get that. But anyway, they all come back here and they're like in their early 30s, and one of them has a 21-year-old like fiance, but the rest of them are in the early 30s. They're coming back there for a 20-year reunion in 1992. That's quaint. That's nice to look back on that. But then they start to talk about, there's a gal who lost her husband. Maybe she wants to move on. There's a married couple. Maybe they aren't doing well, but maybe this is a thing for them. There's a guy with his younger fiance. And then there's that guy who annoyed the crap out of me. He was
Kevin
just like
Pollak,
the repairman, whatever.
Sam Raimi.
And every time they played the hello Mada, hello Fada, and he'd just be doing something stupid. He annoyed the crap out of me, and that was Sam Raimi's character, right?
Yeah, Stick. He drove the boat and crashed in every time and dropped the bags in the water. And
Yeah, and here's the thing: if you get older, that shit just annoys you. It's not funny anymore. It's just like, dude, you're incompetent. They should hire someone else. You annoy me. So Sam Raimi's character annoyed me, dude.
I think that
But
was
yeah,
probably just the director having fun with his friend Sam Raimi, and
I guess
I'm going to
so.
make you the doofus character. And Sam was like, okay, whatever.
Yeah. And then they have the other character with Shreks. Shreks are so this one guy used to play Shreks, which are tricks on all the other characters when they're younger, and then they just do it to him the whole time that they're there, which I thought was kind of cute. Like the short sheets and the water in the hand, pee your bed,
Wonder if that
no
really
toilet
works.
paper. I don't think it does.
I can't believe that would either.
But
Yeah.
yeah, but these young adults, I call them young adults. At the time, they were probably like, "Oh, we're getting old now," but now I'm like, "Well, no, not really, because I'm way fucking older than you guys."
Well, they
So
were
you're
because
just,
they kept talking about the one girl being younger than all of them, right? They're like,
yeah,
oh, look
oh,
at
the
her
20.
perky
Yeah.
21-year-old.
But even all the main characters are younger than you and I are now.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was a 20-year reunion. But our 20-year reunion wouldn't be even bad. We'd have to do a
That'd be
when
like
this
20 years ago.
or it'd have to be when this movie was made 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Think about that. 30
Mm-hmm.
31 years ago.
Yeah. Well, 20. Yeah. So a 20-year reunion, if we're doing it right now, that would mean it was 2004, right?
It's still the 21st century.
Yeah.
So I don't know what you people are bitching about getting old. You know what I'm saying? So whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and they all look like young and good too, right? Like
Yeah, they're all in shape
they're all
and
like very attractive.
beautiful actresses, and
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
And it was,
oh, life is hard as we're getting older, but we're not quite old yet. We're still kind of like maybe in our prime. So,
yeah. Yeah.
whoa, just
Oh, look at us in our swimsuits, looking all slightly older. Yeah. And did you notice how all the characters kind of look the same? Like all the girls kind of look the same. Like not so much Julie Warner's character, but the other two girls. And it's
Yeah.
like, huh? And
What
even
which one
even
is
Julie's,
which and who's married to
yeah,
who
and
and who's
especially
dating
with
who and
yes, Vincent Spano's character and Matt Craven's character. In the entire film, we're like, was he the one that's married to the girl, or is he the one dating the younger girl? And like throughout the entire film, and it was like, okay, I'm pretty sure I've got it now, right? And then he's kind of like macking on the other girl, and we're like, oh, well, maybe that's not him. Like,
totally.
yeah.
And the problem with it is, I think, because maybe 15 years ago, maybe even 20 years ago, you and I would have been like, yeah, this kind of, yeah, I get it. But now we're like, no, this is fucking bullshit.
Not buying it.
I'm not buying this shit. Because
Uh-huh.
you know what? Because we're older. They think they're, oh, I'm getting older. No, we're actually beyond these people now, right? And we're not buying any of their bullshit. Like the whole, maybe we'll get divorced, maybe we won't, maybe we'll get with another person, maybe we won't. And we're like, that's funny. That's collegiate high school bullshit in your early 30s bullshit. And we're like,
Mhm. Yeah.
it's bullshit, dude.
Well, you got to put it in context, though. If you were that age doing that, you might be a bit like that.
That's what I say. I would
So,
probably be more inclined to associate with this movie better if it were 15 or 20 years ago.
yeah, yeah. If you were in the right age group when you watched it. Yeah.
But
What
I never heard of this movie, and even if I had in 1993, I would have been like a teenager, and I'd have been like, "Oh, this is kind of interesting, like
yeah.
how people in their early 30s think about shit." And I would also been like, "Well, camp? Like I'm growing up like poor working class. I have no idea what camp is. Like what the fuck is camp?
I
People go
know.
to actually these camps? Really? That's nice. Wow. Must be hard for you. I, like like my life is hard, dude.
I am totally with you. When I watch films like this, I'm like, man, I wanted to go to camp. Camp looks fun. Let's have fun at camp. They like have reunions and they like talk about how great camp was. And it's like,
You know how I
summer
spent my
sucked
summers?
ass.
My summers I spent with a group of like credulous friends
Hmm.
getting in trouble and stuff. Like my camps were nothing like this.
Yeah.
But I wish they were. That's nice. And then you go back in your early 30s and you're like, wasn't that nice when we kids at this camp? Then now I'm not in my early 30s. We're like past that. We're like, fuck you for even thinking about like how nice that was. We're like, I'm totally, this has piled up my uh crotchiness. Oh, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah. Yeah. You need a cranky old
who
man
goes
t-shirt.
back to 20-year-old camp? Like that's nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, wasn't that nice? And you're all figuring yourselves out. Yeah. Okay, I did that 20 years ago.
Hmm.
Oh, shit. Do you think we're gonna get a divorce? Yeah, fuck off.
Jamie's like, been there, done that. Come on.
Yes. I mean, and I think it's interesting because like now I look like I'm watching it for the first time as like the man I am now. And I'm like, look at all these young people bitching about how old they are and about how they got to go to camp 20 years ago. Fuck you guys.
Yeah. Well, and they must have gone to camp multiple times, right? Because you don't just go to camp once. Don't you go like a few summers in a row?
I would
Or did they
they
just go
didn't
once?
say that, but I would think so because the
Because
guy
like,
only called this cohort back. So
yeah.
Uncle Lou
Hmm.
Uncle Lou only called this particular group back. Everybody before him or like for the 43 years he was running this, fuck those guys. Only you, 1972 crew, you're the
Yeah.
ones.
these
And I
6 people from the 1970 crew
yeah,
too, not
so
the
so
entire
I
camp,
think
because there were
that's
other
also
campers
yeah.
there.
And I wonder when the filmmakers went there. I think maybe it might have been 1972 because this whole thing was an ego project.
Yeah.
I remember great times from my parents sending me to camp in 1972, and I'm going to make a movie about it. And only that year,
Yeah.
Uncle Lou was the best, and
Yeah.
he was only going to invite us back on our ego project.
And
That's
these are
what
the
this
best
was.
kids. Yeah.
And then they're gonna figure shit out in their early 30s, and fuck them because I'm not even in my like I wish I were in my early 30s.
Mm.
And now
Poor
I'm
them.
crotchety and not in my early 30s, and fuck this movie anyway. Yeah, I'm serious, dude. Fuck this movie. I
So you're
hate this
taking this
movie.
off your summer movie recommendation list? Is that what you're
I
saying?
am so for anybody for for you guys who I was like, hey, you should watch this movie because I'm gonna watch it too. But then we ended up watching it. Don't watch this.
Oh,
Look, I don't. Okay, there are a lot. There are some good things about it. I
yeah.
appreciate it, but I'm
It's
a.
the thing is
Look.
like, okay, go ahead. Yeah,
No,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
you go ahead. I've
No,
been bitching and moaning too
yeah.
much.
So it's a cute movie. Here's the thing
It's
about
a
the book.
cute
So
movie. It's a
it is
cute
a cute
movie.
movie. Like, one, it's not overly dramatic. Like, their problems are pretty mild in general, and so you don't get too much drama throughout the film. It's just a nice film about a group of people getting back together, talking about old times, playing pranks on each other, maybe hooking up with each other or not, or talking about hooking up with each other, talking about wanting to hook up with each other like people do. And then, having a weird relationship with the creepy old man that runs the camp. It's cute.
It's cute, but here's my problem, Milo, is the whole time I felt like I was a fifth wheel. Like I feel like I went to camp, like a 20-year reunion camp with these people, and I don't know any of them. I don't like any of them, but I'm hanging out with them in this camp for a week. And I don't have my secret Indian name. They're all talking amongst themselves about all the shit they did 20 years ago. And I just want to get out of this fucking camp. I just want to leave because I don't know these people. I don't like these people.
Oh,
That's what it is. I don't
jeez.
no, for real. I don't like any of these people. I feel like I'm at some terrible like social gathering that everybody knows what's going on except for me. I know they were supposed to bring me into it as if I were there, but I don't feel like I was there. I feel like I'm the one without the Indian name that Uncle Lou never gave me.
Oh, do you want an Indian name, Jamie? We'll call you Old Driftwood. All right, that's your Native American name, Old Driftwood Fenderson. Does
I
that
like
make you
it.
feel
I'll
better?
take it. Yeah, thanks, bro.
You're
It makes
welcome.
me feel better than look, I obviously I don't like this movie. And I regret suggesting it in our last podcast. How do you
Well,
but do you like it? You
I am
like it.
gonna, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna, unlike you, I'm gonna give it a thumbs up. I'm not giving it a hard thumb. It's definitely a soft thumb, but I appreciate it for what it is, which is a
Mhm.
writer director feeling nostalgic about his youth and then making a movie about it. And it's nice. I wish I had friends like this, and I wish I had the summer. For me, it was a like, it's the reason why you go to movies is to kind of get away from your life a little bit, you know? And this was me like,
Yeah.
man, I wish this was my life, right? I wish I was having a 20-year reunion in my summer camp, and had friends like this, and we play pranks on each other, and we make out with the pretty girl in camp. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
what a movie's supposed to do. It makes you kind of dream a little bit. And then the movie's over and you're like, oh, I'm back to my life again.
Yeah. I get that. I like the young actress who like got sick of the dude and she's like and she even says here's a quote. Uh Jamie needs to learn that he shouldn't overwind his toys. when she like I got rid she was like totally naked on the boat.
Yeah. And which we
There
don't
was
get to
some
see, by the way, because it is a PG film. Is it PG or PG?
yeah,
PG
it's
13.
something
Yeah.
like that, but you
Yeah,
don't
PG
get to see.
13.
But
You don't
that's
get to see
fine
them.
because that's really not the point. The point is this young girl's tired of this older guy's bullshit about like control and this is so there was some good stuff in this movie. I won't get look, I'm not going to say that I'm not going to say I hate this movie.
Yeah.
It just annoys me, that's all. And
I see.
maybe it's because I'm old and I'm
Yeah.
crotchety. But I do like some of the things about this movie, so I'm not giving it a hard thumbs down. I think you should watch it. You can watch
Really?
it.
Because you earlier just said don't watch it to people. Now you're telling them to watch it?
No, I think you
Make
should
up your
watch it.
mind.
Well, because you can watch, don't watch it if you pay for it. I watched it for free because I used Hoopla, which I'm actually happy I discovered. You can watch free movies if you have a library card with your county, depending on what your county pays for. I can take free LinkedIn classes, watch free Hoopla movies. So I'm happy I watched this movie for free. If I had paid for it, I'd have been kind of pissed. But there's one other thing I will say though.
I paid $3.49 to watch this movie.
And you still liked it?
Yeah, well, I figure like it's like going to the video store, man. I went to the video store. Although to be honest, this
Yeah.
wouldn't be in the like full price rack. This should be in the like, 99 cent, the discount movie section where you're paying $1 for a movie
Yeah,
kind
that's
of
true.
thing.
But Uncle Lou is good.
It was a
And
bit
it's funny,
overpriced.
Uncle Lou's like, this is was 1992, 93. And
Yeah.
he's like, yeah, I don't connect with kids anymore because of their Walkmans and their headsets. And he's kind of done. I'm like, dude, come to 2024
He
and try to
really
be a
wouldn't connect
parent.
now.
And try to be a parent here, dude. Try to like you're complaining, but Uncle Lou, dude, it gets so much worse.
Well, it's a
It
good thing he doesn't
does.
run the camp anymore. Uh, and it's funny too, because like it'd be great, like if you're like, okay, Uncle Lou, you don't want to run the camp anymore. I'll take over the camp. And he's like, okay, great. And then he signs all the paperwork, and you're like, thanks, Uncle Lou. And then you sell the camp to a developer that like wants to move a bunch of like
Yeah.
stuff in there. Be like, all right, now I'm selling the camp, and I'm going to make a bank off this. Which is the
Yeah.
sequel for the film. If they do a sequel, if they were to do a sequel, that'd be the sequel is the
Yes, because pretty nice. Oh, it's just a bunch of old cabins. No, it's a bunch of cabins on a really nice lake
yeah,
property. Like
yeah,
that
yeah.
shit's gonna get sold, bro.
Yeah. And the group, it's another 20 years later, right? And the group, this little group of kids that are now are in their 40s now, they got to come together to
Well,
save the
no, they're
camp.
in their early 30s, by the
30s.
way. This is why this
This
whole
is their okay,
movie
so they're in their
bothers me.
50s. Okay, so they're in their 50s now. So they're your age now. So they're old and
Mm,
crotchety like you.
mm,
And they got to come to save the camp from the developer that wants to move in and tear the camp down and put in like, a resort or condos or something
mm.
like that.
Then it gets all Goonies style.
Yeah, except for they're in their 50s.
Yeah. Hey, man, whatever. We're awesome.
Yeah. And then they're talking about, holy crap, does what Julie Warner look like the girl from Game, because all the other girls would be
Yeah,
like, is it just me
Julie
or does she look
Warner
like
looks like Amelia Clark.
yeah.
I I thought so, and I think Julie Warner is beautiful, and I think Amelia Clark is beautiful, and I think they're sisters,
If
just
they
like
reboot,
separated.
they need to reboot this or do a remake and
Mm-hmm.
cast Amelia Clark in that particular role.
Yep. There's another thing there's something I did like. A couple things I did like. So this Uncle Lou pulled this. He did the dirty dog, which means when like a
Which,
couple's
by the
going out.
way, if you're an old man that hangs out at a camp all the time by yourself, entertaining kids, and you do the dirty dog, like I don't want to send my kids to that camp.
Yeah, and he also discriminated against the
And he's
black guy.
racist. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead with the dirty dog. I was making a joke about
Well,
that.
but he comes and he's like, "Hey, y'all about to kiss and like snuggle up, whatever." Uh, yeah, there was a lot of dead fish in this place, man. We used to chop fish up. Their fish guts were so stinky and all this stuff. And I'm like, that's totally what I do. Like my girl, sometimes my son and his girlfriend, like I'll co like she'll visit and I'll come downstairs and they're smooching and I'll pull a dirty dog. I'll be like, "What's up, kids? What's up? Hey, you're getting a little amorous over there. Let me tell you about some how stinky my socks are. That's stinky as shit."
You know what you need to do is you need to stash something in the back of the fridge and let it get a bit rotten. And then next time they're doing the come down, like you're just grabbing something out of the
Yeah,
fridge and then pull it out and
yeah.
be like, oh, smell, does this smell
No,
rotten to
smell
you?
this, smell
Smell this.
it.
This
But
stink.
but now I'm Uncle Lou, dude. I don't even like associate with any of the early 30s characters. I only associate with Uncle Lou. I'm like, yeah, he was mildly racist and like broke up
And
like
possibly something weird
hookups.
about him because he has a
Yeah.
weird friendship with these 6 kids.
Yeah, so but I'm just saying like he's just older and he's like, whatever. So I don't know. I don't dislike this movie.
Hmm. Changing your story.
I just don't really like it. So I'm giving it a thumbs down, mainly because look, I would have liked this movie 15 years ago if I were in the same age category as all these people having their good time. And also like I don't know, it seems to me like kind of an ego project for the filmmakers.
Oh, certainly. It's like a
Yeah.
project that
Well, back in 72 was so great, and I'll make a film about it. Maybe back in the day I would have appreciated that, but now my crotchety ass doesn't. I think it's an ego project and fuck off.
okay.
I don't like ego projects.
All right.
You know, someone gave you money to make something because for your ego, and I don't like it because I'm old and I'm crotchety.
Aged, what did I call you? Old driftwood? Aged driftwood?
Yeah, something like that.
Worn
I'm
out
I'm
worn
I'm
driftwood?
I'm some stinky Parmesan for sure, dude. I'm some over. So what do you think, Milo? I need to shut up and listen to someone who's a little more positive about this.
Yeah, well, I kind of already said it. I think it's all right. I think people should check it out. Other than the fact that like all the male characters, with the exception of Kevin Pollak's character, are interchangeable, and all of the female characters are interchangeable. That is really my main criticism with this, is they all look the same, they kind of act the same. And that's the big one, is in the writing aspect and casting. But, you know, it is what it is. I wouldn't recommend paying $3.49 it either, but if you can get it free with your library card, check it out.
Yeah, Hoopla. And if you have nothing to do and you have Hoopla and a decent library system, go for it. Otherwise, eh.
Mm,
But now at least we know we shouldn't watch this over the summer, even though we totally watched this.
yeah, and you told other people to watch this. And they're going to watch it, and then they're going to come to you and they're like, Jamie, you told me to watch this film. And they're like, and it was okay, but it certainly was not one of, if I could only watch 2 films this summer, the 2 films, summer related films I should have watched.
Yeah, you never know. I'm unpredictable, man, and I'm probably 15 to 20 years older than the people in this movie who are complaining about how old they are. So
Mm.
whatever.
Hey, I'm young at heart, and that's why
Yeah, that's right,
I think
bro.
it's okay to watch this.
Okay, so we got this kind of thing going on.
Exactly. We got a thumb up, thumb down situation going on. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.